Now I have to ask myself what I'm actually making. And I rather eat my own food than, that's often what other people cook. Because I know that I'm cooking in the spirit. Creating a good meal. Okay, now I have to ask myself what I'm actually making. Okay. I suddenly started to feel like I'm in a bit of a hurry. Oh, that's... Okay, now I have to ask myself what I'm actually making. Because now I have... Okay, these I should have done them way earlier. Because now they've already... some kind of root thing, right? This is apparently, I think, a beetroot. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make a meal with this. Just gonna save what I can. Because I don't like to throw stuff away. So despite the fact that I've waited a bit too long, I can still use this. Here I have something that I want to make soup with. I bought this from the neighboring shop for cheap. This I will probably grate with an apple. And supposedly some orange juice. And I'll make some salad with it. And then this, if I say I'll turn this into a soup, okay, what am I going to do with this? This could go into the oven. I could make some kind of fries with it. I think that's a good idea. And this one, because what you need to know is you're in charge, all right? You're in charge. This is your life. Which means you have to figure this out for yourself. This is what the entire podcast and channel is about. It's like I talk to you about what I've done, and you then ask yourself if that is something you would do. Okay, you see this looks... yeah, it's from the beetroot. I just thought it was like... because it started to get a bit moldy. So I don't have a super sensitive stomach. But I really had to get back to the version of myself that likes to cook. Just for myself. Of course now I'm filming this. So I'm using this to make food for myself. Because I realized I have stopped living again. Because I was living in favor of other people. So I think you know what this is. I don't know what this is called. But I know what this is. And I know what it isn't. Okay. Just gonna wait till this is a bit hot. So, you know, if you like to throw things away, then you would have probably chucked it. But I'm living on a tight budget. And I want to keep living on a tight budget for the rest of my life. Because if you're too focused on always buying things, then you never see the opportunities that life gives you. Because you could actually invest the money into other things. And in order to do that, you need a clear mind. And for that, you have to do your cleansing. So I'm doing cleansing basically all the time. There's always something I'm cleansing. There's always something I'm working on. And I do that because this keeps me alive. It's work. It's spiritual work. It's what one calls sadhana, if one calls it so. So I'm also saving on oil, for instance. Yeah, I mean, I like oil, but if I don't always have it, because it's expensive, right, then you have to get used to not having it. Sometimes I just feel almost dead. So sometimes you can make, householding also with your time. So let's say you are now cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the soup. And when the soup is done, when the soup is cooking, then I'm going to make the salad. So what cooking also teaches you is multitasking. Yeah, just give me a second. Actually want to... It's not the best thing. I don't know, for me this is sharp enough. But maybe I'm ignorant. It's about the angle. Maybe 30 degrees or something. Right, if it can cut your hair easily, then it's at least sharp enough. I'm not. Okay. From these you could also actually make something else. Okay, that's better. I was avoiding to do this. It's so stupid. Wow, this is so much better. So sometimes we don't do things just because other people are afraid of doing them. And I rather eat my own food than often what other people cook, because I know that I'm cooking in the spirit of creating a good meal. Some people, they just want to be toxic. They hate being good. So Okay, let's just do it like this now. Just wanted to work with my head torch. Because otherwise it's a bit too dark. Okay, so some things you can always put in already. You want to have your soup have a good taste in your soup. So 2 bay leaves should do the trick. Yeah, if I turn on the top light, it's always like zzz. I don't like that. Not at all. Because at the moment I feel like I need a lot of spices. Like you can just put in cloves like this. Take 7 to 8 maybe. They have good essential oils. And they're antibacterial, but they also have a lot of fire, spice. I have actually prepared ginger tea, and I think that part of it is going to go into that soup. I picked that up from my neighbors, the Yamadas. Right, that's why I like also watching anime, because sometimes they inspire me to cook different food. Right, I know how to make good ramen. But for that you also need certain ingredients that I don't always have. So I'm looking forward also to having times where maybe I can again have different things. But at the moment I'm just a bit restricted. But I think it's okay. So I want to have it spicy. So I'll add 3 of these chilies. Don't know what kind of chili they are. I went to the Thai shop the other day and then this couple came in and they were like, "We're looking for habaneros." And I said, at Thai shop, he's kind of like, he said he's from Bangladesh, right? So it's like Indian Thai, something mixture. And then he said, "Which ones are you looking for?" And the German guy said, "The red ones, the small ones, the habaneros, the really spicy ones." And then he said, "You only have green, but that's not habanero. I want habanero." Yeah, I told him he should maybe grow his own chilies. Or just take the ones that are there. You know what I mean? I mean, you take what is there, or you just do it yourself. And that's just the mentality you have to work with. If you want like real chilies, then just grow them yourself, man. And I really mean this. Why do people have to be so picky? You know, if I get a meal, somebody made it, I eat it, you know, I'm also glad. Because it keeps me alive for another day. That's the way that I have started living. And other people, they complain about, yeah, the meat should have been more soft or whatever. What do you mean? You know, the animal died. There's no appreciation in yourself. Yeah, that's something I want to have. A different pestle and mortar. One that's actually proper, like a big one. So the chili you can also put in there already. You can even put garlic in there. with salt. You can make garlic tea, man. It's great for cleansing. You have to get away from the way you think you should eat or cook, because your parents may have been ignorant of a lot of things. So I had to teach this to myself, because, you know, I have been only taught properly how to make cake, because that's what my mother likes making. You know, too bad, because I don't want to eat so much sugar anymore. So I have basically eliminated it from my diet. And I've been eating a lot of shit recently. I have eaten better, but not great. And that's what I want to get back to. To cooking. And getting rid of these ideas that, you know, I don't have enough. Because how often do you need a proper meal? Once a day? Maybe you can fast sometimes? I don't know. I'm afraid of weakness, literally. But weakness is also your chance to be strong on your own, whatever. Okay. So this is the foundation of your soup or your stew or your curry, right? This is your foundation. This is what you start with, right? You can turn up the heat a little. You don't want to burn it, but you want to just blend things together. So the oil is the carrier that takes up all the flavors and holds them together. That's why you do it now already. Now I have to already think of how to do this. Okay, what's the name for this? Celery. I think celery, right? Celery. I think I want this soup to be fine. I want to slice it a bit finer. Because now I've got potatoes, but because I'm householding, right, I have to see that they will last me a bit. So I'd rather make it its own meal. And I bought part of a jackfruit. I actually think you can make some kind of like take the flesh from the jackfruit and then turn it into like a, I don't know, like apple mousse, right? Well, I haven't really cooked in a while. Just like Adventure Kitchen. Use your torch. Once in a while. So I have to fill up my kettle. Okay. I'm gonna pour a bit of the ginger tea. It's like an infusion, right? So any food you buy or take, you have to use and process. Now, of course, now some of this goes away just because I was ignorant. But sometimes you just have to do certain things first. And I'm still using it. And that's what matters in the end. So it's also better to not char everything, like you want to be, relaxed. This is like slow food. So it's also good to work with, these feelings of hunger and stretch it out a little sometimes. And sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's more hard. But whatever it is, you've got your homework lined out. And that's why I have a filter with a turbulencer. I haven't changed the filter cartridge simply because I feel like it's okay. I just want the structure of the water to be taken apart. It's like imitating what a spring does. Okay. Yeah, I have no more oil to spare. But now in the meantime I can think about what to do with these. Hey, they look awesome. Okay, maybe they just go into the soup. Okay, cool. I don't even know what this is. People seem to like my presence. What they don't realize is that I cannot maintain this being around people for too long. Because they're too greedy. They want too much from you. If you're a giver, then you also have to remember to give yourself. Otherwise they will keep on taking it. And then you're too, you're just gonna dry out. So you really have to look at also who's your family really, and who do they like to portray themselves as. It took me years to realize how they were manipulating me into giving them, and how they had already manipulated me as a child. And why they do it actually to me doesn't matter, because they keep on doing it if I let them. So I just had to be smarter than any of them, which I already was. I just had to look at what they're doing and how they're doing it. And that's the stuff that comes with you deal with spirituality, and it's all energy. Well, you may call it mind tricks. Okay, that's my replacement for potatoes. Nice. So I don't have to fire up the oven. And using a torch at night also maybe saves on battery, saves on electricity. Plus it makes it more interesting, and I don't have to turn on the switches all the time. You do realize how this works, right? You center yourself in your mind. and then you just do whatever you want. I've prepared myself to cook this meal for already days. I actually thought I would have to throw this away. No, I'm doing it. Awesome. Okay, I will cut these a bit bigger because I want to have... Okay, I'm just going to try this. I even feel like I don't have to use them all. Wow, it's really raining, man. Yeah. This is of course one facet of the self. I can be super nice, but so many people are not. Which is why, right, it's okay to show myself like this. But if I'm out in the open, I'll be more reserved. I'm even more reserved with my family. You just have to protect this. This is the inner child. Okay, I'm gonna spice this with turmeric. And yeah, I'll see. Okay, now I see that they actually last much longer than I thought. I think about keeping them. Okay. Now I want this to be okay, maybe sometimes I use a bit too much. But that's just personal choice. Okay, a bit of nutmeg. I'm going to take dry garlic. Okay. Okay, I still have a bit of salt, but I am actually reducing it. So I'm just gonna put like a big pinch, and that's gonna be it. Now these, I think I can use it all. So it's, but in the end it's gonna be more like a stew, I suppose. Okay. They were fairly small, but they were 50 cents each. So I said, I'll take that. So I like eating cabbages now. I like working with cabbages, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, this ought to be a bit charred. And that gives it taste also. You don't want to burn it. Okay. And now I've got this, what you may call ginger tea. Okay. Then I'll add more water, because I want this to be actually more like a soup. And then it's going to cook for 2 to 3 hours perhaps. No, that's way too long, man. I don't know, half an hour. Doesn't have to be overcooked. Okay, this just has to come to a boil. Okay, cut this out like that. You can also take it actually. It tastes great. Why waste it? Okay, in German it's called Wirsing. It's W-I-R-S-I-N-G. I suppose it's some kind of cabbage, but who's to say? I mean, it has the form of something like cabbage. And this can also be just, right, you could take an onion, slice it, or like leek, and then you could just fry it in a pan. Maybe add a bit of water, and there you go. And it's also gonna help you with your cleansing. If you're doing cleansing, you want to cleanse out your colon. You want to reset your diet. Get rid of all that stuff that wants, you know, like the sugar stuff. It's gonna take some time, but it's okay. You've got time, right? You're just trying to get better. And ketogenic is your way out of your depression. But it's also your way of getting used to it. And then, like, having it stable in your life. Because nobody helps me emotionally. I'm all on my own with this. And that's cool. But it's also really tough. So it's possible that I just do this, because sometimes I make this food and then I'm really hungry. Because I may have not eaten this for a long time. So I may keep this, but if I look at it, then I think, I can keep the bag for something else. So I think I'll just turn it into like a stew, and then you can actually boil rice with it. Okay, this one broke. Sometimes you just don't know why things break always. But yeah, does it really matter then? Yeah, so you just cut away. If you've got stuff like this, I mean, if you've got bread and that's moldy, chuck it. I mean, stop eating bread in the first place. Because this will shrink. You see, this is mostly like water and fiber and stuff. So this will shrink, which means I can also, yeah. Just gonna do it like this. Wow, I feel more alone than ever, but it's okay. I mean, it stands for itself. Okay, if you don't want to put it in here, you can just slice it. Take some salt, make like a wrap. Actually think, because I wanted to make wraps, because I still got some chicken. So I may just make wraps tomorrow. Just slice this already now. Put it in a container. But making wraps, it's like making chapati. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in here and then keep it in the fridge. You see, I have tried. It's not that I haven't tried. I have tried to also do my thing at other people's places. But everybody thought they know better. Right? So they never saw how good. Right? That this... You know, they just wanted to have quick money. So I just stopped working for other people and literally started building myself a life. But first you have to do it by yourself. Wow, something really changed between yesterday and now. Crazy. Just cannot be explained. You have to experience. Yeah, I'll buy some more salt. You just put it on top. It's gonna draw out the juice. Okay? Not that hard, is it? Just have to take the time. And stop smoking, I mean, that's gonna take some time. To get used to breathing again. So, if people tell you smoking is so great, then just look at their lives and their lies. I mean, what's so great about smoking? Like, seriously. They couldn't tell you. It's just something they do. It just makes you lazy. I want to be active. I don't want to live a life where I just have to smoke all the time and then run around and I have to smoke again. And that's what's really hard. Because now in Germany, you know, everybody wants to smoke. They don't realize how stupid this is. This is, sure, it's like one way of meditating, but I can do that without the smoking. And it's much better, it's much more efficient. Because we're all so much about efficiency. If you reduce, then you'll become more efficient with the stuff that you're doing. Right? If you stop doing so many other things, you have more time to do stuff like this. Wow, I feel more like a creator than I've ever felt. This is so crazy. I really stopped bickering. I mean, this is a complete breakthrough. And all I did was just follow. I mean, I'm serious. You know, you just take it one day at a time. And then you see where you land. And then suddenly, one day passes and you're a completely new person. So now I'm going to actually I often experiment. Okay, I want to have this fine. And maybe some of it coarse. No, I know when I'm going to eat it, I'll appreciate the fineness. Yeah, something like this. Something like that. Wow. Never seen such a soft beetroot. Okay. Now. You really need way less than you think. And then you're gonna get your strength back. Just do your planks and you learn. And because time is relative, you know, it's gonna take an eternity and it's gonna be all over in a flash. And suddenly you're here, you're cooking, and you think, what? I thought I'd never make it. And suddenly you're there. But in your own space. You don't even know how you got there. You're just suddenly there. And you remember everyone who helped you, right, to be alone more. Just because they refused to give you what you wanted. So you had to do it yourself. And that's the message. Okay, now I actually feel like giving this some substance. Plus it's also an experiment. If you experiment, then you usually don't know what it's going to turn into, but you had a feeling and you just wanted to see where it will get you. So right. In today's time, if you really fall in love with someone and she feels the same way and it just fits and it's nice and it works, then what you have to understand is that you have to protect this. So you don't go around and hold hands in public and kiss and like show everyone how much in love you are. No. Because that will destroy it. You have to keep it to yourself. You have to keep it to yourself. But you can share things, but you will never show them in public. You will not kiss each other in public. you will not reveal anything about how much you love each other. You will just hold this in your heart as long as you live. And when your wife goes or your husband goes, then you just keep holding it until you leave. And that's how you honor it. And that is how it should be. So, yeah, I also give into pornographic material at times. But that's then just a method that used to work. Now I'm trying to find other methods to replace that method. And until I have these methods working properly, I'm probably gonna run through the same loop a couple of times until I can break out of it. And that's the way I've been living my life for some time now. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep So this is for a nice meal for a wrap. So tomorrow I'm gonna make a wrap. Today I've got soup, right? So sometimes I make salad that needs to sit in the fridge for a bit. And then I'm gonna have food for a couple of days. Okay. I think this one is called like a sweet root. Then you've got beetroot, and then you've got sweet root. You can eat this, but you may not want it in the salad. I feel like I should grate this fine. So that it blends into each other. So if I make fries, I don't peel them, because the skin gives you extra nutrients. See, this is gonna make it nice and juicy. Okay. We want to... Whoa, shit. Damn it. But yeah, I saved most of it, I think. Maybe I didn't. Okay, and now I said an orange. Okay. You could actually make it, but yeah, I always use the fruit flesh anyway, so this is a great dressing. Okay. Now this can be your snack. Suck. Okay, just a second. Okay, now instead of, I don't have cinnamon, but this is garam masala. Okay, if I would have cinnamon, I would put in cinnamon now. But I have garam masala. So you work with what you have. You just mix it. You can add a bit of lime oil, make it like a dressing. I need no salt for this. I don't know, I think it's okay. I have never made this salad, by the way. This is the same way I make art. It just comes. Yeah, this is almost ready to eat. I mean, you're completely free in the way you want to cook this. This is just one way of doing it. And your way, well, will never be better. It will just be more you. And that's, you take the spices you feel like can work for you specifically. Okay, I'm gonna take a fork, just gonna mix it properly. And then this goes into the fridge, and I'll eat it tomorrow. I'm gonna record how I make chapati, which is gonna be a challenge, because I haven't made it in a while. Yeah, and I've still got cheese. Oh, I could make like quesadillas. I'm gonna look up how to make that, just my own way. And then actually put in the cheese into like a wrapper and then just eat it with salad next to it. Okay, and this will stand in the fridge until tomorrow. And then it's gonna be nice and juicy. Yeah, bit sweet. If you have vinegar, which I don't, you could add it. This needs to be in the fridge. That I find important. Okay, so now I stretched out. I already did part of the work for tomorrow, and whatever comes tomorrow is then tomorrow. And I have now, right, I have cooked, but I've also made a recording. And it's important to me that when I cook, that I feel like cooking. If I don't feel like cooking, then something is wrong. And then I have to ask myself what I need to do before I can cook again. And then the cooking usually happens spontaneous, just like that. And that's what I've found in my own life. Now you have to find it in yours. And that's the message of everything I have shared. This is me, what's you? You get it, right? Okay, just have to clean my fingers. And then turn off this recording. Okay, you've seen the soup. It's basically done. But yeah, these still feel quite hard. So I think I'll give it another 20 minutes and then I'll eat. I'm not super hungry now. Still have some ginger tea, which I may take now. I'm going to show you how to make this other kind of tea that I usually drink. And then I bid you farewell.